Hey coaches, I'm going to try to make this a short video, and I'll tell you up front, it's a very experimental video. It's different than anything we've done before, and let me know if you like it. If you like it, we'll do more stuff like this. If you don't like it, we won't ever go down this road again. But I've had three different guys. I've had two coaches and a good buddy of mine ask me about a morning routine within the last month, and that's something that's very interesting to me. And I thought it would be fun to share it. And like always, I'm going to show you what I do. But what I really want is for you to give me ideas of what you do. You know, what are some things you do in your morning routine that are worth stealing? And I'll tell you up front. I know guys who get up at 4:30 or 5 in the morning and go to the gym and bust tail, and I think that's fantastic, but that's not what I do. Part of it is, probably age. I'm 54, but part of it is, I just feel like I got better things. I can get more accomplished, more important things for me accomplished by doing it different. And I feel like I can always fit in a lift. Sometimes I start one at lunchtime and finish it after school, or even come back after driver's ed or after practice and come finish up a workout. So I feel like I can squeeze in a workout, but there's some things that I can't squeeze in, and really get my day started right is what this AM routine's about. So let me share my screen with you, and we'll jump into this thing. And again, I'm going to show you what I do, but that doesn't mean that just to give you some ideas. And I'm interested in what you do. You might do some stuff that's better that I want to steal. So AM routine, I got 5 a.m. Wake up, because that's my target wake up. But I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty lenient on myself. I'm not a snooze bar guy. I can't stand the snooze button, but I will if I'm up late. I'll move that to 5:15 or even 5:30 sometimes. Just to I don't sleep real good anyway, and so if I know I'm wore out, I'll move the start time back a little bit. But typically, most days I'm starting at 5 a.m. Here's three books that really impacted my thoughts on this thing. The first one, of course, Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. He was kind of the first one. I really got this concept from him on just the idea that you control your morning better than you can control anything else. You got more control over your morning than you do on your afternoon or your evening. And you decide how early you're going to get up. And normally when you get up, there's no one else messing with you and putting things into your schedule where, there's plenty of times when something comes up football wise or coaching wise or even school wise that interfere with your plans in the afternoon. And even, life can interfere with your plans in the evening. There's plenty of times where I wanted to get a lift in the afternoon and couldn't get it, or I wanted to go to jiu-jitsu that night and life got in the way. So you just got so much more control over your morning than anything else. And if you win the morning, you win the day. The second book, The Compound Effect, highly recommended. It's just this concept that life is about doing a little, a lot, and putting it together with consistency day after day to achieve great things. And where most people screw up is they try to do a lot of little. January 1, they go in there and they get sore in the gym, and then they don't come back for 3 months or if ever. Same thing. They try to lose weight, and they pick some crazy diet that they can't maintain, and they end up quitting. So it's just, the whole book is about how little things make big things happen, and consistency is the key to big success. And I just love the book. It's impacted every area of my life. And then this last one, The 5 Second Rule by Mel Robbins. Great book. She's got a lot of great stuff. I've been doing she's got a talk to yourself in the morning, high five yourself in the mirror thing that's really good. She's got a lot of good stuff. And all three of these guys, they're real good about finding research to back up what they're talking about. That they're not just self-help gurus. They actually they go and find scientific research to back up what they're talking about. And those three books really impacted my thoughts on life. my situation, and look, everyone's got a different situation. I'm just sharing mine. Yours might be completely different, but I'm just telling you some things that impacted how I view the world and how and why I do things that I do. And the first one is I'm a Christian, and sometimes I'm not a very good one. I describe myself as an imperfect Christian, but Christianity impacts my worldview and different definitely impacts my post worldview. So a lot of things I do in the morning have a religious tone to them, and it's because I'm a Christian, and it's important to me. Jiu-jitsu impacts my life. It's my number one hobby. It's the number one way that I stay in shape. And the main thing is between lifting and jujitsu, I'm sore all the time. And so some of the things I do in the morning is just try to relieve soreness and to be able to walk out of the house standing straight up. Uh, Growth mindset. I believe that God put a growth mindset in me when He made me, and just the concept of we want to get better. You're either going to get better or you're going to stay the same. And in my world, getting better, small improvements, working on things, working on self improvement, working on goals. Those are all things that are important to me. Those are all things that get me excited, and those are all things that get me going in the morning and get my mind right. So just this concept of growth mindset, little things making big things happen, always having something that I'm focused on and working on to improve is something that's important to me. These last two guys, Brian Kane, mental performance coach extraordinaire, sports psychology guy, just has truly impacted my coaching philosophy and my kid philosophy, on how important it is to help give kids tools to help them succeed in all areas of their life. But right now we're focused on athletics, but it's the same tools that help you succeed in athletics that help you succeed in a marriage or help you succeed in the business world, help you succeed after athletics is over. So Brian Kane, highly recommend all of his stuff, and he's impacted me a bunch. And then Jim Rohn is like an OG self-improvement guy. He's deceased now, but you can still find all of his stuff on YouTube, and you can still buy his books and tapes and all that good stuff. But he was one of the first ones that really taught me that if you want more, you got to become more. And the importance on focusing on, if you want to achieve great things, you got to focus on yourself, becoming a better you. And again, it goes back to that growth mindset and that self-improvement thing. So those are things in my world that impact this AM routine. All right, so AM routine, here we go. Starts at 5 in the morning. I told you I'm lenient on myself sometimes, but most of the time I'm up at 5 a.m. I'm a big on this. Before my feet hit the floor, I want some first words coming out of my mouth, and it's part getting my mind right. It's part setting my intentions for the day. It's part I feel like my tithe to God, tithing my words to God. But first thing I say in the morning is today's a great day, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. And then I say some other stuff. Most of them are religious based, but it's just setting my intentions, and it's this that every day I know that it's going to be a great day, and it's because I start the day thinking that way right out the gate. Next one is I get up and I read two things. I read a little bit out of the Bible. I'm talking about this takes 10 minutes or less. I read a little bit out of the Bible, and I'll be honest with you, I've been stuck on Psalms 91 for about 5 years now. And I get up every day and I read it, and I love it. It excites me. I find something new, something exciting about it every day. And then I read a little bit out of whatever book I'm reading right then. Right now, I'm reading this one, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. Excellent book. I got this off of one of the podcasts that I listened to, and I'm probably going to take the team through it because it's such a straightforward, nuts and bolts. Here's how you do self-talk, and it's just a tremendous book. I highly recommend it. And but that's just the one I'm reading right now. When I get done with this, I'll have a different one, but I try to read 2 or 3 pages in the morning every day. Next thing is I try to listen to, I pull up YouTube and pull up some comedian. I listen to 2 minutes of them. I just want to laugh early in the morning. Then I listen to something growth oriented. Usually it's Jim Rohn, and the same thing. I listen to about 2 minutes. So if it's a 15-minute speech, it might take me a whole week to get through the whole thing, but I just want to hear something wise, something positive, something growth inspiring early, right out the gate. Next, and don't judge me on this one, but next I do a 10-minute yoga, and I got the easiest, wimpiest yoga that I watch it almost. I do this one almost every day. Every once in a while, I'll jump, get froggy and pick a harder one. But normally, it's the easiest. It's just a stretch, and I'll tell you straight out, I feel better. And I told you, I'm sore all the time from lifting and from jujitsu. It makes me feel better. When I do the yoga, I do it almost every single day, just because it makes me, I feel a lot better after I do it than before I did it. And I can stand up straight and walk normal, and I can get out the house. So I highly recommend doing some kind of easy yoga or hard yoga, whatever you want to do. Then as soon as I get done, I do a devotional. I'm doing a Joseph Prince devotional, but any devotional, or if you're not a religious guy, just read something, anything positive. And I also, those two things, the yoga and the devotional, I try to get my wife to get up and do them with me. Maybe she'll be there 1 or 2 days a week, but I always offer, because I think it's important to do that together, especially the devotional one. When she's there, one day I'll read it to her, the next day she'll read it to me, and it's just a very bonding, very kind of growing your marriage at the same time you're growing your faith. Next one, and I know this is going to be wimpy to some guys, but I do 20 burpees, and it's just, I want to get my heart beating. I know the young guys will say 20 burpees is not even a warm up, but it gets me breathing pretty good, and it just I want my blood pumping early in the morning. Next, I send out my remind message to my team, and then I put the same exact one on Twitter, same one on Facebook, on my group, and the same one on our football team Facebook group. And it's all the same message. It's all based on our core principles. So every Monday's attitude, Tuesday's leadership, Wednesday's work ethic, Thursday's toughness, Friday's family, and we involve that quote when we do it. Right now it's in the weight training classes, but when we go through that core principle, we refer to that quote, and it just helps move everything and help kids understand what we're talking about. Then I do some self-talk stuff. I told you that I'm doing that high five yourself in the mirror and talk to yourself a little bit. And I'm big on reviewing my goals, and this is a this year thing. I've got some big goals for this year, and I'm really trying to be very cognizant of looking at, reviewing them every morning and every night before I go to bed, to keep them fresh on my mind, to keep myself focused and chasing those goals. Next one is I'm doing abs. I got this thing this year where I want to get visible abs. I've never had them before. Even when I was a kid, I was rail thin and didn't have abs. So that's a big goal this year, is to get a 6-pack. So right now I'm doing, and you can look this up on YouTube, I'm doing the baby shark challenge, abs challenge. And it's supposed to within 30 days get your abs showing. But I'm always doing some, even before that, I'm doing some kind of 30-day abs challenge, and I try to knock that out right then. Then I've been drinking. I got this from Miracle Morning. I think it was from Miracle Morning, but I do water with a quarter lemon and some I can't remember what they salt, the pink salt, and it's very the pink salt is for your amino acids, and it gets me going in the morning. I don't eat breakfast. I do intermittent fasting, so that's kind of my breakfast in the morning, and it always gets my mind right and gets me going. And then then it's shower, shave, all that good stuff. Then when I get out of the house, the AM routine continues in the car, and I do 4 things, and I highly recommend all 4 of them. The first one is Success Hotline. That's Dr. Rob Gilbert. I've been listening to that thing for about 10 years now, and he's been doing it for about 30 years. And I found him through Brian Kane. I'll put the number in the show notes, but you know, he does it he leaves a 3-minute message 7 days a week. And I promise you, one of those 7 days, he's going to leave something. You're going to hear something life changing or program changing out of those 7 days. So just a tremendous deal. And just a side note, when my youngest daughter was in high school, she would ride to work with me, and we would listen to this. We would listen to Success Hotline and then talk about it afterwards. And I promise you, I miss those days. I miss those days when she was my co-pilot and we would listen to that and then talk about it. So if you got, especially if you got kids in the car, great thing, great thought-provoking and conversation-provoking podcast, and only 3 minutes long. Then I listen to a sermon. Great thing about this is you pick your preacher, or if you're not a religious guy, you pick your podcast. Have a 30-minute podcast. I listen to all these podcasts on 1.5 speed. So, you know, a 30-minute podcast doesn't take 30 minutes. And now at first it sounded fast, but now it just sounds normal. If I played it at regular speed, it would sound weird. So speed it up a little bit. But I go between Joe Osteen, Joseph Prince, and Charles Capps are the 3 guys I kind of rotate through. So I get some God in me every morning. And if you know me, you know I need some God in me every morning. So pick the guy you want to listen to, or pick a different podcast. But I recommend that 1.5 because it gets you through it pretty quick. Then 2 podcasts that are new this year. I listened to them all through the fall, and both of these really impacted our program this year because they're both about mental performance and both very like gold nuggets, very actionable to help your kids perform better. Mental Performance Daily is Brian Kane's podcast. Again, really, his is 3 minutes or less. His is 3 minutes or less, and it is gold nuggets. And during the fall, every day I would come in and out of those 3, Success Hotline, Mental Performance Daily, and the Hard 90, I would have something that was actionable and helpful for our kids. And I'm fixing to do the exit interviews for our seniors here in the next week or 2. And I promise you, they're going to mention these things because they made such an impact on our program. So Brian Kane's, his is 3 minutes or less. And then the Hard 90 is Zach Sorensen. He is a Brian Kane disciple, but he was the mental performance coach for the Atlanta Braves this year. So the team that won the World Series, he was their mental performance coach. A lot of his stuff is specifically for baseball, but it applies to everybody. And it is dynamite gold nugget stuff. His is 3 minutes almost exactly. So just great podcast. I'm a podcast guy, and I got about a 30-minute commute, so it works out almost perfect where I'm playing all this on 1.5. So you know, I usually have time to listen to one song and then boom, I'm at school, but I got my mind right. I feel like I'm a lot better than when I woke up, and it's doing a lot and moving forward and focusing on improving me. If I want to be a better coach, I got to be a better me. And I think that's what your AM routine is really about. And we can fit our weight training. I lift 3-4 days a week, and I can usually fit it in somewhere and get it done and make sure I'm sore all the dang time. So that's it, coaches. Please like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff. But mainly, leave me some of your things that you do for your AM routine, and let me know if you like this, because if you don't like it, we won't go down this road again. Thank you, coaches.